Hey there, all my early intervention speech language pathologists. It's me, Marie the SLP, and today we're going to talk about my go-to activities for early intervention therapy. Whether you're working in a classroom, working in your speech room, or you're going into the home, these are the things I love bringing to encourage interaction and those early language, sometimes pre-verbal skills with my little ones. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you that these are simply ideas and inspiration for you. I've linked some of my favorite toys in my Amazon storefront, but I'm by no means saying go out and buy all these things, but see what I have and try and see what you have, and if you can kind of, come up with some things. The first thing I think every early intervention and preschool speech language pathologist should have is a Jack-in-the-Box. I don't like pop-up toys, but this thing has proven to be worth its weight in gold. I love that you can use this in a variety of ways. I also have found, especially when you're working on building some rapport with your clients, or you maybe have those more shy little ones that you're working with, make sure you control it. When it pops up, have your finger ready to go on the little door so you can control how fast or slow he pops up so you don't scare them, because they don't like to be scared. I don't like to be scared. That's no way to build a connection, but it is fun. Another really fun thing about this toy, in terms of maybe building some joint attention and getting that kind of three-way interaction with the object and your client, is that every time he pops up, you can make a noise, you can get excited and be enthusiastic. You can talk about, the fact that he's going to sleep, night-night, put him back, or you can ask where is he and talk about how he's inside the box. There's just so many different things you can do with different levels of language, but again, this is just a really great interaction booster, builder, kind of an energy booster sometimes in the middle of my sessions too. I love puzzles, and my little ones love puzzles, and it's always good to have maybe, whether you're working with themes or whether you just know what your client really likes, to have a puzzle that might help, again, just promote some of that interaction. These ones with like the little latches and locks and things are really good because there's just extra things like fine motor wise that little ones can do, and it's really fun because then when they open them, you can talk about saying hi to the horse, you can talk about what a horse says. I love using the Wheels on the Bus song to then sing a song about what each animal behind each door says, because this one is animal. So there's one little pony, so I might say one little pony says neigh, neigh, neigh all day long, and then we go and we slide and open the next door, and oh, two little puppies say woof, woof, woof all day long. You get the idea. Puzzles are great. So that's another thing I keep in my bag. Now here's something you may not expect to see in many therapists' bags, but I always have it in mine: a random cardboard box. This thing, again, talk about its weight in gold or dollars at the Dollar Tree, but it has been well loved, well used. I've had this exact box for 5 years and it's still in working order. It's exciting because yes, it's got some colors and kids look at it and think there's a present inside, so that's always exciting when you can associate it with that and maybe talk about getting gifts on your birthday, whatever. I really like it because I'll use the Laura Mize knock knock box technique, and we'll knock to then get it to open. And once we open, maybe whatever toys we're playing with in that specific day, whether we're doing a puzzle or we're doing a shape sort or something, I'll put the objects that belong with that toy in the box. So a great example is if you're doing an animal puzzle. And so inside the box, all the different pieces are in here. So then that's exciting because you can take them out one by one. You can put other objects in here, any mini objects when you're working on object functions. If you're just labeling, a very fun thing to do can just be to dump everything out onto the floor. And then you get to put it all back in. It's just, again, endless possibilities. And some kids really like that. And you just, you follow their lead. Okay, you're probably wondering, Marie, where are they? Where are they at? You mean the bubbles? They're right here, of course, in my therapy bag. They will always be in my therapy bag. I love having bubbles on hand. They're honestly the session saver. If things start to go awry, if my little ones are really not being entertained by anything I've brought or anything that they already have in their home, sometimes just popping out the bubbles and having a little moment with these is really great. You can work on those requests like open, close, more, all done. You can go through the play sequence, which I really love to do, of open bottle, blow bubble, pop bubble, close bottle, open bottle, blow bubble, pop bubble, close bottle. How many times do you think I've done that in my life? I honestly don't even know. Another thing that's really great to have in your early intervention therapy toolkit are board books, and not just any board books, interactive books. There's really, really great ones out there, beautiful books where like the see, touch, feel, or just different books that have textures and make noises. There's ones for baby animals, ones for things that go, all kinds of things. Now, if you're like, I have some board books already, I maybe don't have it in my budget, or I can't yet get to go and get the really super high-tech interactive ones, hey, I've got you. I've got an idea, okay? Do you have Velcro? Do you have a laminator? Even if you don't, we're gonna make this work for you. So I love this book, Dear Zoo. This is probably it's probably the most favorite book that we are working with right now. Animals are always a hit. So I love this because there's the opportunity to open the book. And then what I've done is I have made Velcro laminated icons that can go inside the boxes, so my little ones have an extra thing that they can do to interact with this book. Then you can go back and match all of the animals. See, there's some on every page. Take them out. You can put them in the present box. Seriously, books are amazing. And I love that it starts to encourage some of that pre-literacy and things they're going to do in school later when they're looking at books. So it's a great way to build in the language and the literacy and all of that. I'm gonna show you my very last toy. I wanna, before I get there, just remind you that when you're doing anything, when you're using these toys or materials as inspiration for yourself, remember, first and foremost, are you following your child's lead? Make sure that you're following your child's lead. Make sure that you realize you're the most important tool in your toolbox, because you're the one that can make that connection with your client. You can put that relationship-driven communication as the foundation of your sessions. All the toys in the world aren't gonna matter if you aren't focused on that connection. So just take a step back every time you're thinking about what materials to add to your toolbox, and remind yourself that you are doing a great job, SLP. Now that we've had that little chat, the thing I've been using the most lately is this strike-a-ball tower. Have you seen one of these? There's so many different versions of this toy. This is like the old school Melissa and Doug tower. It comes with a hammer. It comes with 4 balls to put on top. However, mine only has 2. And it comes with a good attitude. It comes with a fun time. I love this because, again, so many things you can do. You can put the balls in your box and you have to open the box to get them out. If object permanence is something that you're working on, maybe not putting it in a closed off box, but in a clear jar to have the balls in something that then your little ones maybe can request to open and get more of. Having some visuals like a color chart to select the balls might be helpful. Just make sure that you can adapt whatever it is that you're using. But I do love this one for some reason. Watching these balls go down the tower after hitting them multiple times in a row is just so exciting and so fun. So there's, again, so many different ways you can incorporate language. You can talk about hit, you can talk about again, more, fast, slow. I mean, there's so much. There's so much. So this one has been a real big hit. Again, lots of different options you can find on Amazon or at Target. But I do love using this, and I really loved it lately. And somehow, all of this stuff manages to fit in one therapy bag. So, you know, if you bring your own toys into your sessions, there you go. I know I said that was my last toy, but I do want to touch on something really important. Be open to incorporating movement into your sessions. You may not need any of these toys. Your whole entire session might be you running back and forth across a living room or your speech room. It might mean getting out a tunnel and going through the tunnel, or letting your little ones go through the tunnel and talk about through, in, out. It could be up, down as you jump up and down. It could be back and forth. It could be high and low. There's so many things you can do just, again, when building that connection. And if it's movement that really, you know, inspires that connection, which for a lot of little ones it is, then use that. All right, SLPs, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about how I use any of these toys or any other types of toys or materials that I can recommend or talk to you about, please drop them in the comments below. I really appreciate your engagement and you just being here. So I will see you on the next video.